I have created a theatrical trailer, poster and magazine cover for a film called Ever After. The film is a romantic drama genre and is an independent film. Because of this, it does not follow mainstream trailer conventions, such as using the names of the directors and makers of the film, who are well known, which will attract a larger audience. Romantic drama films typically appeal to females rather than males, as they're stereotypically more emotional and will relate to a narrative that displays a tension between a male and female characters. This will perhaps allow the female audience to identify with the female character, taking inspiration from the film Gone Girl for the narrative of my trailer, as it was a film that was very successful, and so I wanted to create a similar storyline to ensure the success of my film. The characters I have used follow romantic drama genre conventions, as I have an attractive female that appeals to the male audience, but also who comes across emotional, which follows the stereotypical traits of a woman. I did this to make the character easily identifiable to the audience. This kind of character can be seen in films such as Girl on the Train. The two main characters are introduced in a bed together asleep, to show that there is a relationship between them, and the next few shots emphasises this, through mid-shots of the two characters in a bath. For the introduction of the characters and titles that appear with them, I took inspiration from the film Cherry Bomb, as I liked the way the letters appeared separately instead of the whole word appearing at once. For my film, I used an effect which did the same thing, as I thought that this again created the calming atmosphere I was trying to create at the exposition part of my trailer. I put the titles at the bottom left of the screen, as it doesn't take away the focus of the introduction of the characters. From looking at different romantic drama films, such as Cherry Bomb and Submarine, I found that the most common camera shots used were close-ups. They are used to show the audience the character's emotions, to explain each decision made by the character. I used close-ups when the two characters are arguing so that the audience can see the emotions on their faces without having the rest of the setting to be distracted by, and to also draw attention to the words that they are saying and the tone of voice they use. Films such as It's Kind of a Funny Story use close-ups to focus on the emotions of the characters and the words that they are saying. Close-ups also show important features of the film to try and help the storyline continue. I have used this by featuring a close-up of the lights and the dream catcher to set the scene and to give an insight to the atmosphere of the film. Film trailers such as Submarine use this when emphasizing items that help create the tone of the trailer. They also generally use a lot of over-the-shoulder shots. This makes the audience feel like they are looking at a scene that they are not part of or shouldn't be looking at. I use this when the male character is looking at the missing poster. Slow music is generally used for a romantic film, and a more upbeat soundtrack is used for a drama film. I used a mix of both so that when the tone of the film changed, the music altered to emphasize a change in atmosphere, which will help the audience understand the storyline easier. This then created tension and made clear to the audience that this is the turning point in the trailer and the relationship of the characters. When planning the costumes and makeup for my characters, I took inspiration from the film Fish Tank. I think that some of the costumes in the trailer represent teenagers in real life, and so I wanted to dress the characters in my trailer similarly. For example, a lot of the girls in Fish Tank are wearing tight vest tops, and so, in the last scene of Ever After, the females dressed alike. They also have the girls wearing dark eye makeup, so in most of my trailer I have the female character wearing dark makeup. From looking at other film trailers, I've had to look into the types of institution I will need for an independent film. Films such as Fish Tank, Trainspotting and Submarine are all produced by Film 4 Productions. I then chose to use Film 4 as the main institution for my film trailer, because I took inspiration from these films and they produced films that are similar to mine. When planning the ending of my trailer, I looked at how other trailers have created mystery and enigma codes to leave the audience wanting more. The ending of my trailer is mostly inspired by the trailer for Fish Tank. This is because it becomes very fast-paced, but then leaves the audience wondering what happens to the character next, and leaves them wanting to watch the film to find out the answers. I tried to create a similar ending, which then leaves the audience wanting to know more about what happens to the characters. Like, where did she go and did he find her? When creating my poster, I came up with 3 different designs that I thought related to my film appropriately. I took inspiration from the film posters of Perks of Being a Wallflower, Winter's Bone and Blue is the Warmest Colour. I tried to make my designs as similar to these posters as possible, so that mine had all the correct features of a real film poster. I decided to go with my first design as it showed the girl alone on the street, which is a good representation of my film. I blurred the right side of the poster so that the main focus was the girl on the left, and so that I could add text and information about the film without it looking too cluttered. Most mainstream film posters are portrait, and so I went against the generic poster design and created a horizontal poster to attract a larger audience because it looks different than a blockbuster film poster. I then followed a similar layout to the Winter's Bone poster, as mine also had the character to one side of the poster, being the main focus with all text to one side. The Winter's Bone poster has the name of the film in larger text with the reviews and details of the film in a smaller size. I then also made the text on my poster different sizes so that the name grabs the audience's attention first, followed by the smaller details. I took my inspiration for the colour scheme from the poster of Blue is the Warmest Colour. In the poster they have mostly used dull colours with only one brighter colour. I have made my poster quite dark and dull as it corresponds with my trailer, which has many shots from dark locations. The colour I've used in my poster is a yellow that is featured in both my trailer, magazine cover and poster, linking them all together. I added a yellowy tone to the photo as it could suggest a deeper meaning because yellow symbolises happiness, but in the trailer the female character comes across as upset and depressing. I looked at the film poster from Perks of Being a Wallflower and noticed that a film poster needed the release date, social media links and a billing address. I then created a social media link for Twitter and Facebook for the film and put it on both my poster and the end title of my trailer. My poster is different to the Perks of Being a Wallflower poster, as they have used well-known actors and so have their names right at the top of the poster. Because my actors aren't well known, I decided to put their names into the billing address. All the research I have made really helped create a professional looking poster. This was my first design of an Empire magazine cover I was going to create. However, when putting together my first draft of my trailer, I began to rethink what magazine my film would appear in. I then gathered audience feedback from a focus group who then suggested I go for a different magazine like Sight and Sound or Little White Lies. I then decided to change the magazine to Sight and Sound, as Empire magazine features more Hollywood films, so I had to find a magazine that shows independent films. After I decided to change magazine, I then had to look at more covers from Sight and Sound magazine. I took inspiration from these 3 magazine covers. A common feature from all 3 is that the centre image is a close-up of an actor, and so I took some photos of the main female from my film that I could use as my central image. In these 2 magazine covers, the actors on the front are not looking directly at the camera. Because of this, I decided to use this photo as the main image for my magazine. I then zoomed in on the image and got rid of the blank space around the character. Sight and Sound magazine have a similar layout for their covers, and so I recreated this by having the title of the magazine across the top and over the forehead of the actress. This got rid of any blank space in that area and made the magazine more alike to the others produced by Sight and Sound. I then made the name Alba Veloso bigger than the rest of the text at the bottom, so that it grabs the audience's attention and follows the design of Sight and Sound magazine. The text, the Ever After interview, is written in the same font that is used in the poster and in the trailer through intertitles. This helps create a strong brand image that would make the campaign more recognisable.